Hello guys, so today we are going to discuss how to set up EC2 instance in AWS cloud. So in this video what we are going to do is we are going to create an AWS instance. We are going to create a EC2 instance in AWS, and we will create a web server in that EC2 instance, and we will connect that web server from our local machine browser. And after we have verified that the web server is running on EC2 server successfully, after that confirmation we will delete the EC2 instance from AWS cloud. So let's get started. As you can see on my screen, I am on the AWS cloud, and the service that I'm interested in is EC2. Alright, so we will create virtual servers in the cloud using EC2 service provided by AWS. Alright, so here you can see that some of the instances are already running. What we are going to do is we are going to create a new instance, EC2 instance. So you can launch an instance from over here from the dashboard using this launch instance button, or on the left hand side there is a menu bar, and under instances you click on instances, and from here also we can create a new instance. I will click on launch instances, and here I will give this EC2 instance as the name as WordPress test EC2 instance. So on this instance we are going to keep an AWS or WordPress server running. All right, so so as I already said, we are going to set up a WordPress server. However, we can also we can have any kind of we can have any kind of server. So not only WordPress server, we can also have an Node.js server, we can have a PHP server, we can have .NET server, we can have Python server. So this is what EC2 basically does, is it gives you a machine, it gives you a virtual machine, a virtual server. It gives you a virtual server in AWS cloud on which you can create or do processing of your software or of your script. So for the case of this video, what we are going to do is we are going to create a WordPress server. All right, but just to be clear, we can use EC2 instances for not only WordPress. We can create any kind of server, or we can have any kind of program that can run on EC2 instance. Alright, as I said, I'm going to create a WordPress server. So I will need to find Amazon machine image. Okay, so under Amazon machine image AMI, I am searching for WordPress, and here there will be so many results. What I'm going to select here is I want to select WordPress certified by Bitnami and automatic AMI, and I will continue. And now, so basically after giving the name, we have to provide application and OS images, Amazon machine image. In our case, we have selected the Bitnami WordPress image, and we will go to the next section, which is instance type. Alright, so in this case what we are going to use is we are going to use T2 micro, because this is free tier eligible. We don't want additional bills. So only for free tier eligible instance we have already taken. So in our for the case of this video, we will not create any key pair files, so key pair files basically are required for a user to connect from a shell to AWS cloud. So for this video we are not going to do that. Okay, so next is the network settings. Since, as I said, we are going to create a WordPress server, WordPress server will require HTTP requests and HTTPS requests from around the internet. Alright, so under network settings, we will have to create a security groups firewall, and as you can see, SSH requests are already allowed. The HTTPS requests and HTTP requests are also allowed, which is awesome. So our life has become very easy. Next is configure storage. We are going to keep it as it is. Next is advanced details, and alright, requests pause instances. We are not going to do anything over here. Host name type IAM instance profile. We are not going to do anything over here. Instance auto recovery, we are not going to do anything. Shutdown behavior, stop hibernate behavior, termination protection, stop protection, detail cloud watch, monitoring, credit specification, placement group, EBS optimized instance, capacity reservation, tenancy, RAM disk, kernel ID, license configuration, metadata accessible, metadata version, metadata response of limit. So all these things that you see over here, we don't have to worry about all those for this video at least. On the right side, you can see the summary of the EC2 instance that we are going to create. Let's just review it. Software image is the WordPress image, and the virtual server type is EC2 micro. And we are going to create a new security group. Storage volume will be remain same. After everything looks fine, we are just going to click on launch instance. Okay. Proceed without a error. So alright. So as I said, keybell is required to connect the AWS cloud from your local machine, from a shell interface. We don't need that for this video. We are just going to keep it proceed without a key pair, and then we click on launch instance. So it will take a very long time to create to launch an instance. So in the meanwhile, you can just alright. So instance is launched. Now, as you can see on my screen, the instance is already launched, and the instance ID is over here. We'll just click on the instance ID. Also, you can see the launch logs, so everything looks successful. I just click on the instance ID, and it will open the instance in a new tab. Alright, so the name of this instance is WordPress test institute instance. Alright, so here we have, so it looks like our EC2 test server is running, and if we want to dig deep into what is happening, what is actually happened, it seems to be running. Let's still check what is the status of it. Okay, it is still initializing. So if I click on the server details, server ID, this instance ID, I can see that the public IPv4 address is assigned, and a public IPv4 DNS domain is also assigned. If I click on open address, it will open this website. However, by default, the SSL is not enabled. So from the URL, we have to remove S from the HTTPS. Alright, click on enter. Now it seems like the web page that we wanted to host on EC2 server is running fine. So we launched an EC2 server. We launched a website, a WordPress website in the EC2 server, and it looks like it is working fine. Now, since we have already created a web server on AWS cloud, we also you might also want to make some changes in this WordPress server. So for that, we have to go to WP admin. So /WP-admin, and it will ask you for credentials. We will see how to get the credentials. On the instance detail page, we have to click on actions, go to monitor and troubleshoot, click on get system log, and it will give you in the logs. As you can see, you have to go to a section where the Bitnami application password is shown. Alright, so the username is user and the password is copy, and the password is what we got from the logs. Click on login, and now we can go to posts. Now the hello world okay, I believe we have to look at the existing. Alright, so hello world, I'll just make it hello world 1 and I'll update it, and let's see if the update has happened over here or not. Hello world 1. Alright, so we created an AWS, we created an EC2 instance on AWS cloud. We hosted our WordPress server on EC2 instance. Now everything looks fine, and we also updated a post on WordPress server. Now what we need to do is we need to delete the EC2 instance that we have created, because we don't want any bills, right? Alright, so I'll close this. I will also close this. Now I will click on the instance ID, and I will click on okay, under instance state, I will click on terminate instance, and I will click on terminate. Shutting down. Alright, successfully terminated. Alright, this is stopped. Alright, it will take some time to stop this instance. However, you can be sure that there will be no additional bills since the EC2 instance is now shut down. So that's all for today's video. Thank you for watching. Bye.